Okay, so this is how you can access resources that have been made available to families through Bridges. So first you're going to want to Google Bridges Parent Online. Those are typically the keywords that I use. Once you go to the website, I would recommend bookmarking it for future use. It makes it easier for the kids to find as well. And so the first hit's going to be mathlearningcenter.org/families. That's going to be the website that we want to go to. When you click on it, it's going to have this generic page right here. We want to make sure that we're doing Bridges second edition because that is what we use here at our school. Right up at the top, you'll find an overview of Bridges in Mathematics for Families. You'll see frequently asked questions. They've got a little blurb here about ways a parent can help with math. And then also as you go farther down, you're going to see it wants you to select your grade level. We are in grade 4, so obviously you're going to want to click 4. First, you're going to see this is just a summary of all of the different things that we learn in 4th grade math. You also see the family welcome letter that was sent out at the beginning of the year. You can also find overviews of all the units that we're working on. So if you know, for example, that your student is in Unit 3, you can always click on it, English or Spanish, and it'll give you a little blurb about some of the things that they'll be learning at that time, as well as maybe some helpful images just so that you can kind of visualize what your child might be learning at school. As you go farther down, you're going to see additional resources. These are just a bunch of games that are very, very good resources for your child to practice at home. They're going to be organized by subject, so we've got addition and subtraction at the top. There really aren't that many because we are now in 4th grade, so those are considered foundational skills. If you really want to do addition games or subtraction games, what I would recommend is going back to a different grade level and then looking at the games available there. We have a lot of multiplication, we've got some division, lots of fractions, some decimals, some geometry, and then in general here's just some games. And then if you also continue scrolling farther down, you're going to see this thing here. It says Math Learning Center apps. So these are some apps that every once in a while we will actually use very similar versions in class, or we might have manipulatives that are very similar as well. So these are all free math apps, and they're based on, it says right here, the visual models featured in Bridges in Mathematics. All apps are available in 2 more versions. We have a web page for modern browsers. I right now am using Chrome. It should work just fine for you as well. And they also have other versions that students can use for different operating systems like Apple, and then they've also got the Chrome Store, it looks like. So if I were to want to do fractions, for example, I would want to open the web app. If this were something that you wanted your child to use, what I would recommend doing is navigating to this in the browser in the device, and then when you click on Apple App Store, it'll open it up for you. Got vocabulary cards, got money pieces, geoboards, we've got a bunch of stuff, partial product finder. There's going to be a huge amount from here, but these are going to be the ones that your student is going to most likely recognize from school. So if I go to Open Web App, it'll open it right up. So these are fraction bars. So for example, they could add a new fraction bar. They want it to have 20 parts. They want it to have 8 parts so that they can visualize it. And then you can change background colors. You can manipulate it. And these ones here also work very well just as manipulatives in case your student ever comes home with any work pages that were selected for them based on things that they should be practicing.